66 million years ago, no dinosaur ever woke up to an alarm clock. No dinosaur ever checked its email before breakfast. No dinosaur ever lay awake at 3 a.m. wondering if it had replied to that message. And no dinosaur, not a single one, ever felt guilty for taking a nap. So here's a strange little question. What if the dinosaurs were actually happier than us? Stick with me, because the more you think about it, the more it kind of hurts. Let's start with mornings. A dinosaur woke up when the sun came up. That's it. No alarm. No snooze button slowly destroying its soul. No 9 missed notifications waiting before its eyes were even open. It just opened them, blinked at the sky, and got on with the simple business of being a dinosaur. You, on the other hand, are woken by a screaming rectangle that you charged all night just so it could yell at you. One of you is living in paradise. It is not the one holding the phone. Now, let's talk about money. A dinosaur never paid rent. Think about that. It never had a landlord. It never opened a bill and felt its stomach drop. It never spent a third of its life working just to afford the cave it sleeps in. The whole planet was the dinosaur's home. The forest was free, the lake was free, the view was spectacular, and nobody charged extra for it. Meanwhile, we invented money, then spent the rest of history feeling anxious about not having enough of it. The dinosaurs ruled the earth for over 160 million years. They did it without a single coin, a single bank, or a single budgeting app. We've had money for a few thousand years, and most of us are stressed about it by Tuesday. Speaking of Tuesday, dinosaurs never had Mondays. There was no Monday. There was no work week. There was no boss tapping a claw and asking if you'd finished the report. There was no report. There was no meeting that could have been an email because there was no email and, honestly, no meetings either. A dinosaur's entire job description was exist, eat some leaves, or eat something that eats leaves, walk around, feel the sun, repeat for 80 years. We turned being alive into a performance review. And here's the big one. Dinosaurs never compared themselves to other dinosaurs. No T-Rex ever scrolled past a photo of a happier, more successful T-Rex on holiday and felt worse about its own little life. No dinosaur ever thought, everyone else seems to have it figured out. What's wrong with me? They never saw a highlight reel of someone else's existence. They never measured their worth in tiny hearts and thumbs. They just were what they were, exactly the size they were, and it never once occurred to them that this might not be enough. We built a machine that shows us everyone else's best moments, all day, forever. And then we wonder why we feel small. The dinosaur felt enormous. Because it was, and because nobody ever told it otherwise. Let's talk about food too. A dinosaur ate when it was hungry and stopped when it was full. It never felt guilty about a snack. It never read the back of a leaf to count the calories. It never said, I really shouldn't, before having a second helping. It ate like the magnificent creature it was, and then it went and lay in the sun with absolutely zero regret. Imagine living your whole life without ever once feeling bad about lunch. And the sun. Dinosaurs got so much sun. They were outside all the time, for their entire lives. They never spent a beautiful afternoon inside, lit by a screen, watching other people be outside. They touched grass constantly. They were professionals at touching grass. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sure, but the dinosaurs all died. A giant asteroid wiped them out. How happy could they have been? And that's fair. But here's the thing. The dinosaurs didn't spend 160 million years worrying about the asteroid. They didn't doom scroll the news about it. They didn't lie awake dreading a future they couldn't control. They just lived. Day after day, fully present, completely in the moment, right up until the very end. And maybe that's the real difference between them and us. It was never really about the alarm clocks or the rent or the emails. Those are just symptoms. The dinosaurs were happier because they only ever lived in one place. Now, this exact moment, the warm sun, the cool water, the next mouthful of leaves. They didn't carry yesterday around like a heavy bag. They didn't borrow tomorrow's worries and pay interest on them today. They had no past to regret and no future to fear. They just had today, and today was enough. We have everything the dinosaurs never had: medicine, music, friends on the other side of the planet, hot showers, ice cream, the entire knowledge of humanity in our pockets. And somehow we are often less happy than a creature whose brain was the size of a walnut. So, no, we can't go back to being dinosaurs. And honestly, the asteroid thing is a real deal breaker. But we can borrow their secret. The one thing they understood that we keep forgetting. Put the screaming rectangle down just for a while. Step outside, feel the sun the way a dinosaur would, eat the lunch without the guilt. Stop comparing your insides to everyone else's outsides. And every now and then, for absolutely no reason at all, stand up tall, fill your lungs, and let out a great big roar. The dinosaurs would be proud. If this made you smile or made you want to go touch some grass, do a little roar in the comments. Like, subscribe and go be happy. You've earned it.